would like to call up a friend of Daniel's, Chief Petty Officer Drew Senery, United States Navy.
Good afternoon. This is really a tremendous event. Seeing all these fine men and women that serve in law enforcement, first responders. I'd personally like to thank you for everything that you do. I'll take a brief moment to tell you a little something about me. I have two small children. I've been in the Navy 15 years, and I met Daniel and we became good friends here in Washington State. The Navy moved me away as duty calls, and Daniel never had a chance to meet my two young children, so that hurts a little bit. I'm going to embarrass my wife for a brief moment. But a few moments ago, right before I knew I was going to speak, my little boy said, "Daddy, I got to go potty." And as my wife Rose looked at me in panic, I didn't panic at all because I knew I had a few thousand men and women here that I trust to take my son to the bathroom. So thank you for that. I first met Daniel in 2004. I take that back, it was 2003. I had just finished boot camp and reported to A school, and Daniel had been there a few months before me, so he was a little more acquainted with surrounding and things like that. So he was a watch team leader, and he kind of saw that I had deer in the headlights look, and he approached me and put me at ease and told me what I needed to do and where to go, and it was very comforting. And I'm sure that as the men and women of law enforcement and Daniel continued to do when he served, he was that friendly face when help was needed. Lucky for me, my first duty station was on USS Abraham Lincoln, where I met up with Daniel, who had been there a few months before me. So he again, I think he saw me and was really happy that I was there, because we quickly formed a friendship. And it wasn't long after that I met Sierra, who would soon be the love of his life. I can tell you that Daniel spoke of Sierra often. And I distinctly remember in my head, like I hear Daniel's voice saying her name. Daniel and I shared a bond. It was a fellowship because we both followed God. And we leaned on each other because, if some of you may know, a Navy life can be pretty challenging. You're surrounded by people from all different backgrounds, different morals, and you come together for a common goal. And when you're trying to walk a fine line as a Christian, you know, people are swearing around you, using cuss words. And that, as a Christian, you try to shy away from that. Additionally, they're watching movies that have risky plots and all that, And Daniel, he was a teacher to me because he would point out the things that I was exposing myself to that were just chipping away at my faith. And I thank him for that. And as I've come back here to visit the family and meet his young boys, and for them to meet my sons, they're the ones thanking me for being his buddy, being his friend. Because together, when we were on Liberty, instead of hitting bars and having drinks, unloading and relaxing from the stresses of being underway, instead we went on tours and in the community and saw the sights and took pictures. And I love him for that. Thank you. That's all I had.